All right, we're live. We're live. You're muted.
Okay.
First day on the job. Don't worry about it. Well, how you been? What have you been up to? You been busy?
Streaming, dude. And I just cut my lawn.
Oh, okay. I'm sure streaming took way less time than cutting the lawn.
Yeah, right.
Well, the main topic I have for tonight is, did you see that Jared Kushner is buying this Albanian island?
I did not see that, but I do not doubt it for a heartbeat. Didn't Epstein's Island get bought too?
I'm sure it probably got actually bought by Epstein. He probably just bought it again. Like, they're so bad at hiding stuff. He probably just purchased the same items. Like, nobody's gonna figure it out. If I was to guess,
they'll never know.
They'll never know. They're super good at hiding this type of shit. Actually, the government is excellent at it. But anyways, Jared Kushner, Trump's Jewish son-in-law. Not that has anything to do with it. Unless you think it does, that's up to you to decide. But anyways, Jared Kushner, Trump's Jewish son-in-law, whose family owns the building at 666 Avenue in New York. I'm sure that's just a coincidence, by the way. Is buying a massive island off the coast of Albania, which the Albanian people didn't want to sell. And it oddly has a bunch of bunkers. But anyways, we're going to play some videos of Ivanka Trump, his wife, and Jared Kushner, and then some of the reactions of the Albanian people. So let's go ahead. Let's start with this clip from Ivanka Trump.
It's massive in scale.
I think that's an understatement. Can you explain?
Yes, it is.
There's no power on this island. You're building everything from scratch. Correct.
Well, it's an unbelievable, beautiful 1,400 hectare private island in the middle of the Mediterranean. We were on a friend's boat and we stopped for a swim. Effectively, that's how we found it. We swam to the islands. We went on a hike barefoot all the way up to the top, and we were.
That's a lie. I don't believe that for a second. Anyways.
Just captivated, and it stayed with us ever since. And over the course of many years, we developed the opportunity to help realize its potential and transform it, but with a lot of restraint and care, because the land is so beautiful that really the architecture has to be fully integrated into it, almost rise from it. You know, it's not even a business for me, despite the scale of it. We not only the island, but we have 5 miles of beachfront directly across from the island, this beautiful peninsula with a lagoon on one side, the ocean on the other, beautiful white sand beaches. For me, it feels more like a challenge than anything else. The culmination of all of my experience in real estate, all of my travel, a lot of reflection on how I want to live, how I think people increasingly are wanting to live, and trying to really build something that's a tangible manifestation of that.
What a fucking rich way of saying shit.
And that was a sales pitch.
Yes.
That was a sales pitch.
Luckily, we came upon this opportunity. She says that like it was just, we got so fucking lucky buying this 14 hectare island that has all these bunkers. It's got shit on it older than fucking humanity. We got so lucky. It's just a coincidence. My dad's the president and my husband comes from money. Like,
it's a little ridiculous. The whole thing would just,
it's just bullshit. Like there's.
And how she talked, more people want to live. Of course people want to be rich. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And that's the thing. People are going to want to live here. It's like, but for what? Like, what are we talking? $2 million to get to fucking rent a place a year? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say
at least
2 million. That's low side.
Yeah.
Just to sniff the ground, you're gonna have to spend millions of dollars. So,
And now they own it. Like, I should now. We're gonna keep playing this. I'll pull up stuff about the island itself at the end, but I want to get through all these clips. That way, I can get my rage out of me.
makes me so angry.
We got a couple clips of Jared Kushner, which, by the way, if this guy doesn't look like the fucking Antichrist, I don't know who does. Like, he just looks, I don't know. He's either an alien, a robot, or the Antichrist. Those are the options I see. I think you're frozen. Well, I'm going to play this video.
I'm not frozen. I was just looking at his face and gathering.
Okay, well, say something. You're just sitting there. You might be the robot, actually. I've changed my mind. All right.
Thanks, everyone, for watching. We appreciate it.
Yes, Quex 100% got it right. He looks like he's wearing a meat mask. That's not his original face.
Well, I think there's plastic surgery. That's kind of what I was sitting there silently thinking. And
he's not that old, though.
I know, but
how old is Jared Kushner? Okay, he's 45. Yeah, you're right. That doesn't look like a 45-year-old man. You're right.
Yeah.
No 45-year-old is supposed to look this good. But when you never had to actually work in your life, maybe you do. I don't know.
It's like the geishas. They don't go out in the sun.
Who?
The geishas.
Gay people definitely go out in the sun.
I said geishas. The Chinese, like, concubines from back in the day, a geisha.
See, yeah, okay, well, those are gay people.
There's one thing I'm looking at from a more of a personal interest. I don't know if it will qualify for the fund, but obviously been helping Steve and to promote the.
Hold on, if they use some type of fund to buy this shit, that's next level, next fucking level corruption. All right, I'm gonna let it play. I won't interrupt again.
Abraham Accords to make the ones that are existing stick, and then also to find new opportunities. So I have a partner, my partner Asher, who I mentioned before. He's actually of Moroccan descent and actually of Syrian descent. So we've been looking. Maybe there's some opportunities to bring investment to Morocco, a country that I know you're very proud of, to really help them.
What?
I was about to say, what does it matter what nationality the guy is? But then he got there. Carry on.
He's trying to be DEI.
Create dividends from the Abraham Accords. And so to show the people there that there can be great rewards, because leaders who join the Abraham Accords, it shows that they're thinking about the future. They're pushing for stability. It shows a lot of wisdom and a lot of forward thinking. So those are the environments where I think investors would want to be in. And I have a lot of American investors who are very who love the Abraham Accords, who want to join us in that. So we're looking at opportunities to invest in countries who have joined the Abraham Accords, but we're also looking at.
There it is. So in other words, if you haven't agreed to the Israel movement, you don't get to be a part of our group.
Opportunities to invest in countries that might join the Abraham Accords and to create economic packages to incentivize them. So another one of my partners is Syrian, and he said, Jared, we should put together a big investment package maybe for Syria, so that if they join the Abraham Accords, they could have a big incentive to do it. How amazing would it be to have a Muslim and Jewish firm working, Jewish partners, with American, working together to try to bring investment there. So something we're looking at. Obviously, there are some complications, but I think there's a ton of potential there. And if they were to join the Abraham Accords, I think that there's a lot of people who would want to invest there to help give them the best chance to achieve their full potential.
All he keeps saying Abraham Accords, if they want to join the Abraham, yeah.
If they want to join the Abraham Accords, potentially we'll let them in. Potentially. Do you know what the Abraham Accords are?
I just took it as what the name was.
Yeah, it's basically kind of a piece of agreement between Israel and all the Arab nations. Like, that's basically what it is. Hey, what's up, Terry? Appreciate you being here, man. Or lady, I'm sorry. Yeah. He's all about, and Jared was the one who got the Abraham Accords started in the first administration, the first time Trump was around. He really pushed those Abraham Accords. So
That's
now
what I said. Like, I didn't even know so much about him, but I always reckon he's always been lurking. He's always been in the
dude,
background in
he's
places.
lingering. He's in the fucking backgrounds always.
Yeah.
Like Jared, he's that guy who's just there. He's like the XO. He doesn't really, he does a lot, but
he's there.
Yeah. He does a lot, but like he's just kind of like behind the people who you think are running shit. But really, Jared's buying islands with bunkers and like moving all his Israeli friends around.
Yeah, and I don't know, that's kind of a weird thing.
Don't
Maybe
worry.
the bunkers are just part of it, though. That's also how you have to look at it. Is like, yeah, it's this great island. A lot of islands have bunkers and forts on them from a long time ago.
But do they have 3,600 bunkers?
No.
Stuart Gorma said he is kind of like a little horn. Yes, absolutely. That is a great way to say that. My thoughts exactly. When I think of Jared Kushner, that's exactly what I think of. But don't worry, we're going to listen to him talk again.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, Jared Kushner, not a friend of the show. Right now it's a black screen, but don't worry, I will play the video.
I was on a vacation after we left government in the summer of 2021. We were on our friend Nat Rothschild's boat. We got picked up in Montenegro, and then we started sailing over to Corfu, and we spent a couple days in Albania. One of the nights there, Prime Minister Rama came to the boat. I had not met him when I was in government, but I was very, very impressed with.
I like how he threw that disclaimer in there. Like, I totally didn't decide to do this while I was in government.
His vision for what he wanted to do with Albania. I really didn't know anything about the country. I didn't understand the history, and the darkness of the history with the communism and the terrible leadership actually led to it being fully undeveloped as a nation. But Eddie came in. He has one of the cool things I was attracted to is the fact that he seemed like a very skilled politician, as a very strong and smart leader, but also the fact that he was an artist. I thought it'd be very cool to see what a country really led and built by an artist could be, somebody with amazing taste and great creativity. And so I was just intrigued by it. And then before we went to Corfu, we stopped in Butrent, which was also a spectacular site, and just really felt to me like it showed the potential of the country. So much amazing beauty, the water. We did a lot of swimming, a lot of hiking. The country just had incredible natural beauty, but it seemed like a place that nobody knew or understood. And so didn't think much about it for about a year.
Good joke.
And then about a year later, we started looking at opportunities in the Balkans. And the partner who's leading that effort, I said, you know what, let's go down to Albania. I had such a good experience there. Go check it out, see if there's something there. And we were immediately drawn to where they were building an airport in Vlore. And obviously a country is going to build an airport by the coast in the place that they think is the most beautiful. So we went there, we looked for opportunities, and we were able to find some incredible opportunities. So this really came from obviously a passion, and it came from the desire to build something that I think would be truly unique in the world.
I just don't get, like, they don't even try to be relatable.
No, like that's
like, it's
exactly
such, like, rich person like talk. It's so like, and it is interesting what they're talking about. Yeah, but like at the same time, it's like, what, 1% of the population can relate to shit he's saying? We were sailing, there, we're here.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
And then like his message is just so like, I don't even know, conquerish. Like,
yeah,
oh, we found this land with these people who are undeveloped, and we just thought, wow, this would be great to own. We could just buy this. We don't have to talk
and develop
to the people.
it.
Yeah. Like, for everybody out there who's always been like anti-colonization and all this shit, where are they now? Jared Kushner's out here buying islands. Yep, the Rothschilds. Yep, I'm glad somebody picked up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see what will happen with him. Like, and part of me almost feels like too that he's setting himself up for an exit as well, right? Like when Trump is gone, like he seems to be setting a foothold for himself and making these moves with the platform he has now and everything. And it's just,
I don't know
I
if
don't know.
Trump's leaving, dude. I don't know if he's leaving. The more I think about it, I think 2028 rolls around and he's finding a way to stay. I really do.
That's scary though. That's scary.
It is. It's scary as fuck, but he said it how many times, and people write it off as a joke, and I did too at first, like, oh, he's fucking joking. But I don't even know if you should joke like that as the president, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And
no, we shouldn't, but it still goes into the same thing. Like, one, he doesn't give a shit, and like, I just don't think he even relates to people. You know what I mean? People don't relate to him like we're saying we don't like, and it's just he's out there. He's out there at this point where he's just, I don't know.
And that's the fucked up thing. In the first administration, he did relate to people, at least to me, because it was this dude coming in and he was like, "This system is fucking rigged. It doesn't work." He was a true outsider, and then he gets in the second time after running off the same shit, and he just becomes a part of it.
Yeah.
That's my. And he brings in his son-in-law, probably the fucking Antichrist, who knows? And now they're building some secret private Jewish island in Albania. And clearly the Albanian people are pissed off about it. We'll show a couple clips of them spazzing out. Maybe spaz out's not the best word to use, but that's what we're going to use
Are they protesting the island?
Yeah, specifically they're protesting the government selling the island to them. That's specifically what they're protesting.
Okay.
Yes, amen to that, Stuart Gorham. I don't know, Stuart Gorham, I've never seen you in here before, but you are saying all the shit that I agree with. I'm putting your message up there. Absolutely. I completely agree with that. And everybody's following him. That's the fucked up thing.
Yeah.
Is like he has convinced so many people to follow. We've said it before. The Trump movement, and I was a part of it. I voted for him 3 times. Has become almost idol worship. Like, people say everything, follow everything he says. Hook,
dude, it's
line,
crazy.
And sinker.
Yeah, they're like brainwashed. Like how some of these like MAGA people act is just that. Like they seem brainwashed. They seem so out of it, and it's just weird, dude. Like, you can't see this.
And I knew it was
see the change. Yeah,
I knew it was bad. I knew it was bad when everybody, the main point he ran on was the Epstein files. One of the main ones. I don't want to say the main one. One of the main ones. Everybody, while he's running up, he's going to come in and get all these people on the Epstein files, lock them up. And then all he did was come out and he say it's a Democrat hoax. And then what did the talking point come out? It's a Democrat hoax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I agree, Donnell.
What's up? New names in here today. We appreciate
a lot of new names.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you stopping by. We go live every here's a better video of them protesting. This one says, again, we got to take it as a grain of salt because I don't know how valid this source is, but it says it's specifically them protesting Jared Kushner and Ivanka buying the island. So I'm pulling it up right now.
But yeah, but when he cut himself off, we go live every Wednesday and Friday at 7:30. We try to stick around 7:30 unless we have something going on. We do have kids and stuff. So Stewart
2004 said Orange Man bad, regurgitation of the same old shit. I don't know if he's talking about us or Trump, but thank you for commenting. It helps us out.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch this. It's the Albanians. It says fight to save protected wetlands from Trump's son. But one thing you got to understand with these videos is when it's in a different language, it could be somebody just taking an old video and putting a fucking text.
Well, that's a big thing too that they didn't mention, and that's something we should look into, is if it's protected lands. Because if you know what I mean, that changed none of Kushner or
Yeah.
well,
the wetlands
never mentioned.
The wetlands aren't on the island. The wetlands are the islands back there in the background. You kind of see here. The wetlands are on mainland Albania, so I don't know. I'm not too sure. Let's just watch this. Was that fucking shit?
You're struggling right now, brother.
Damn, it shouldn't be.
Snapping through pictures, or is it a video?
No, it's a video.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
You were hurting. You're hurting there.
Shouldn't be hurting at all. All right, I'll send it to you. I'll have you share it.
Pull this up. Pull this there. Put that there.
Quack said, I don't think you're orange, mate. I know I'm not orange. I was talking about the regurgitation of the same old shit comment.
Share screen. Sure, don't show me tip again. This one. Also, use system audio. Let's just put this down here so we don't blow someone's eardrums out. Let me know how it sounds.
Yep.
Is it playing or no?
No, it's not. You don't. Oh, hold on. I think I got to pull it up. Before I do that, Stuart Gorham said, I followed him also mainly because Democrats are so radical left. But Trump, the clickbait that doesn't finish the ideas of his rhetoric, people get behind him, then he bows out. Yep, 100%. I completely agree with that. And that's the problem is like, we can't go to the other side. The other side's also equally and crazy, just for different fucking reasons.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
There we go. All right.
Sorry about that. Turn it up a little bit. I agree, they are lost. That's probably good. But some of the articles I was reading today said there was upwards of 500,000 people protesting across Albania.
And I really haven't heard much of it.
No, you're right, Donnell. Like Trump versus Kamala.
We all chose that. Yeah.
We chose Trump, and was it the lesser of two evils? Sure, it was. But I'm kind of sick of having to choose between the lesser of two evils. That's my big thing. Like,
they
how
both play
about
ball, especially Trump in this second term?
Yes. How about no evil? Yeah, that exactly. Well, we appreciate you being here, Donnell and Stuart, and everybody else who's watching. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you being in the comments, too. It helps this feel a little bit more natural. So, thank you, guys.
Yeah, we do like to talk with you guys and see what you think. It's, not just our opinion. We like to know. I mean, this is our opinion, but we like to know what other people are thinking on these matters. And
so I sent you another video to share. It's funny. It's Sean Strickland.
Oh my God.
So for those who don't know, Sean Strickland is the UFC middleweight champ, and he is not allowed at the UFC 250, which is the one that's going to be at the White House. It's this huge, pro-America spectacle. He is not allowed to be there because of comments he's made against Israel.
I'm letting it play through once because you can't rewind or anything. It's a pain in the ass.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
That's crazy.
Yep. Like, what does that have to do with America?
How long is this?
It's not too long. It's a couple minutes.
Oh, well, okay, maybe I can do this. No, I can refresh it. I can refresh it. Alright, let me do that. Instagram's the worst.
He's pulling it up right now, Quex. He's got to get it right.
Let me know when you pull it up.
All right, it's up.
But I got the call. I got the call. I got the call. The UFC higher ups called me, big names. And they said, Sean, I gotta apologize, but you're not Israeli enough to go to UFC 250 Israel edition. The White House didn't clear you, and I'm not really surprised. I'm not really surprised. So, I think moving forward, I would like to just apologize to Israel. I'd like to say I'm sorry. I'd like to apologize to Trump, and I just want to prove that I'm Israeli enough for you guys. Like, for instance, whenever the list disappeared, and Trump goes out there and says to everybody that he can't really go into it because people that by association will get prosecuted and their names will be tarnished. I want to apologize because I don't want them to be prosecuted. Or when Trump goes and bombs the fuck out of Iran that no Americans agree with, that costs Americans $5,000 to $15,000 to go fight Israel's war. I want to apologize. Sorry, I've been a critic of that. My allegiance was apparently in the wrong place, and I just want to apologize. Or when Trump goes out there and says, hey, Trump, your approval ratings are the lowest it's ever been across all demographics. And Trump says, well, you know what? I have a 99% approval rate in Israel. I want to apologize and I want to repent.
I want to repent.
That's an asshole.
To go to Freedom 250. But I still got my ticket. So maybe we'll just go. I'll bring the bell and we'll just stand outside the gate and we'll just let them know what we really think about Trump and Israel. What you got?
Yeah, that's it. And, dude, that shit's crazy.
He's such an asshole, but he's hilarious. Yeah.
He's the champion of the organization. He's the champion of the organization. And he's not allowed to be there because of his views on another nation.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, that's the crazy part. I mean, him not being allowed there, there's many reasons. It's on the White House grounds, right? Right? That's what
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there could be any reasons where and they do. They have the right to say no. You got a speeding ticket. I know it's kind of bullshit, but yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, but it's is he really that much of a threat? No, he's not.
No, it's because
it's because of what he says.
And yet everyone always doesn't stand not everyone always, big organizations and stuff like the UFC will never stand up and support and I think we're seeing that more and more so more recently is that we'll just say the UFC, these big organizations do not stand behind their people. They do not if I were Dana White, I'd be like, no, he's coming. What's the big deal?
They don't care about
we know Trump at this point is so petty too. I don't care. He's a bad man.
Yeah. Who can't be counted on? I'm not sure if you're talking about Trump or Sean Strickland. If you're calling Sean an asshole, you're 100% right. He is definitely a fucking asshole. Dude, that guy, he has no filter from his brain to his mouth at all. There's absolutely no delay. He immediately regurgitates whatever he thinks. Sean,
yeah.
I can see that.
And I can also see he can't be trusted. I don't think I would. Sometimes people without filters are very trustworthy, but I don't know. He just seems like he's always one to.
You can't trust him to do what? To do what? Just if the president comes up.
Trust him. Oh, that's yeah. I think he would. He would have a shirt on and take a shirt underneath, or grab a mic and say something stupid, and
Yeah, but we're celebrating America's 250th anniversary. Should he not be allowed free speech? You know, I get it. You don't want him there starting a fight, though. I get it. And he's definitely unhinged. So I understand.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of shitty.
Well, and that's the thing. There's no such thing as free speech anymore, and it's a shame. Like they say there is, but like if people are getting fired for shit they say from jobs, like it's scary. And we've talked about it. When Democrats take office, and I think at some point we could potentially have a scary situation on our hands.
Oh, 100%.
Where I truly believe they will start going to people's homes. Well, you said this about this, like what, like, and that's scary.
You're right. You're right. Like they haven't been sitting quietly behind for no reason. They've just been keeping tabs, and all these tech companies that flipped, that are now allowing a little bit more free speech and are working with the Trump administration, they're just going to flip back, and it's going to get turned up to 100%.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Money rules everything. Money is the root of all evil. I believe that when people say it,
yeah, Quex. I've seen videos of people. Sorry to interrupt you, but I've seen videos of people from the UK getting arrested for social media posts. Like that shit is insane to me. And we're not far behind. Like everybody thinks America's immune to that shit. We're not.
Yeah.
Swingers. All right, I'm gonna try
in that sense, but yeah.
It could be. You never know.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not saying Donnell's a swinger. I'm just saying you never know. I think that's more of a Republican thing, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. I was just being funny. We're being funny. Yeah.
I'm being a jackass, man.
This guy creeps me out too. I'm not gonna lie. He creeps me
all
out.
These tech guys are weird, and I don't know why I can't fucking zoom it in. Like I hate how it's all.
You can't full. Oh, that is full screen, huh?
That is full screen. Yeah, it's kind of shitty, but at least we can play it. I'll mess with it a little bit. This is our first time using this software, so you have to bear with us. But this is Sam Altman talking to he's basically doing a press conference at some place in Michigan, Saline, Michigan, where they denied him building a new data center, and he's now suing them. So this is him coming up there and putting on his best presentation on why they should allow this new data center while he's actively suing them.
That is crazy.
Example for the world where the world can benefit incredibly from AI out of a data center like this, and the local community can be thrilled with the decision. We know how complex of a project this is. We know what the current attitude towards data centers in the world is, and I'll come back to this, but I think we can make this a great example for the future. But this is a huge bet, and this is something that is not an easy project. Hopefully someday we'll all read about some incredible thing AI has done for society. It's easy to throw around these numbers. 1 gigawatt, hard to conceptualize that. This many tens of billions of dollars sounds like a big number. Hard to conceptualize that too. And it's easy to look out at this right now and say, okay, looks like another construction site, looks like a big project, sounds like a lot of money. The scale of this, what this much AI can do for the world, again, it sounds like, oh, it's a big number. I've heard big numbers before. This is a massive campus, massive data center at a time that is going to be extremely important. This could turn into the site where millions of small businesses can run their business with AI in the cloud. It is very important to us that this become a model for how data centers and communities can mutually benefit each other. I think I understand something about how the Midwest works and what it takes to have a project go well, but my hope is this can be a example for the world.
Motherfucker, you're suing the people because they voted against your day. What are we doing?
And the local community can be thrilled with the decision.
These people are so disconnected from reality. It's crazy.
Dude, they do not give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I've been seeing that, Stuart. 8647 online. And it shouldn't, because there is we have the right to say to get rid of a president, impeach them or whatever. But yeah, I could see.
Yeah, but
things
that's
turning sideways quick.
But that's talking about 86 and his like kill.
Yeah.
Which is illegal. What we're talking about.
I thought it was just getting rid of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But 8647, like that would fall under inciting violence. Like you're telling people to go kill the president.
Yeah.
Like that is illegal. We're talking about people posting shit about, like in the UK, posting shit about immigration, and they get rolled up on by the police. Quake says this guy is a necromancy demon child. I agree. All these tech guys are fucking weirdos, dude. All of them.
It's just the fact he's giving this speech on how it's good for the community and he's suing because they voted against it, which is part of democracy.
Yes.
Like, and you're suing them and saying how, oh, this is good. I know how the Midwest works and stuff. Like, they're so disconnected. It's scary. And these are the people that are, you know, our government's not running shit anymore. Yeah. I don't think it's these huge companies. It's money that runs it.
Yes,
and it's just
100%.
It's scary to think that these people get up there I don't know. I don't want to rant too much on it.
Just for the chat who hasn't watched any of our other shows, when he's saying, oh, it's a gigawatt. So just for reference, the largest manufacturing facility in the country, the Boeing plant that produces the 747, only uses half a gigawatt a year. And he's saying this is a massive facility. So how big is that one in Utah going to be that's going to have 8 gigawatts a year?
It's a lot of, and then you mentioned it too, I think a few episodes, that where are all these climate change, activists now? They're just sitting back and saying, oh yeah, okay. When you go to the thermal output of these 8 gigawatts, there's a lot of heat. There's a lot of heat.
And they're not getting this power from solar. They've already said they're shutting off people's electricity to power these things. Out in Utah, they told 55,000 people you have till 2027 to find a new power source, or we can't provide for you after that. Like,
and that just shows you here in Georgia that their eminent domain, the power company is doing eminent domain on people and saying, oh, it's just to upgrade the power grid, but there's a data center going in. And they found water that they were pretty much stealing millions of gallons of water without paying for it. And it was rich people outside of Atlanta that complained because their water pressure was going down. Well, what's with our water pressure? Well, the city looked into it and found these 2 main taps onto their water line, in that there was millions of gallons gone.
That's such bullshit. You're telling me they put a tap into the city water without the city knowing? There's no fucking way. Stuart Gorham said, society of old used to look to great men to better our lives. It seems now we have given up on that, and maybe for good reason, but we now want a machine to replace sanity. Ruh-roh. Yep.
Yeah. Which I think might have been by design, right? Might have been beating us down in a grander, greater evil, so to speak. But yeah.
And the other thing he said in there too, kind of going into that, is he was saying AI is going to help thousands of small businesses. Well, when I hear that, I immediately think AI is going to be taking over these small businesses. Like, you think they're just going to let them use this these data set? No, these small businesses are going to have to pay for it.
And they're going to lay off people, accountants, stuff like that, people that need that work, because that's what AI is going to do for them. They're going to streamline all this stuff where someone has a job to do that for the small business. Well, guess what? We don't need you anymore. Like, they act like AI and all this stuff is going to save. It's not going to create more jobs. Like, I think there's going to be a net loss for jobs because of AI. There's just going to be a net loss. And then it leads you into the thought of Cuba is like people rely so heavily on the government. There's a lot of people in Cuba that just don't work, and because it's just a system built that way, and it just it changes people over time, and we're going to be stuck in a little 2-bedroom apartment. We're only allowed this much water, this much power. Yeah, you know, you can't drive anything other than what they give you, and it's heavily monitored, and social credit, all this bullshit is where I see it could end up going.
100%. And we saw, I think we shared it on the stream last week maybe, but it was that video of the AI robot going through packages. And maybe we didn't show it, but it was all these people celebrating because it just completed a 240-hour shift. And it's like, what are you celebrating? That is several shifts of people who now just lost their job.
Yeah. And I do agree with that, Stuart, was that the original term global warming was proven to be, you go back in the history of this planet, it gets hotter, it gets cooler, carbon dioxide goes up, it goes down. Like it's proven that this thing happens, and we're still less than at the Jurassic period, which I get. There was different, the overall landscape was different and everything.
I'm not surprised by that at all. He said his dad didn't want blacks drinking from public water fountains. Assuming he's talking about Al Gore, I'm not surprised by that at all.
Yeah.
This next video, kind of shifting topics a little bit. Actually, a lot of it. Going to our favorite topic, Israel, and one of our least favorite politicians, at least mine, Randy Fine. And he had some interesting stuff to say about MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Thomas Massey when he was talking to the Republican Jewish Coalition.
Well, yeah, I think Al Gore had everyone fooled. Like that dude was
100%.
He was a snake in the grass. He really was.
Yes.
He found something that stuck, and that was his thing, and it pushed him further than it should have. Okay.
And the crazy thing is why can't we hold people accountable for lies like that? Like, how many regulations were put in place for
money,
all types of industries, dude? And you're 100% right. That's why, because a lot of people who made these filters for whatever, trucking, for these plants and shit, they made a fuck ton of money. That's why. And I guarantee
and you see it. Money gets you out of trouble.
Oh,
if you can pay for a good enough lawyer, a lot of times you don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
Oh,
happy birthday, Kay.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah, that's it, dude. It's just all money. And there's nothing what can you do to combat that? Because we're already seeing it. Like we're a decade max from them moving us. Happy 42nd birthday, Kay. Let's put it in the chat. Happy 42nd birthday, Kay.
She's 45. She's not 42. She's 45. Get it right.
Okay. Happy 45th birthday to Kay.
Yeah.
But we already see it, dude. They are moving us. Yeah. We are going to a digital currency. You don't get out of $40 trillion of debt. It's not happening. There's going to be some type of digital currency, and then they'll control everything.
And it kind of does go into the shift where, I will say Trump's getting a lot of flack right now, but he put this out in the strategic national, drawing a mind blank, the national strategic defense, a document he put out that he wants to move out of. And do I think Israel forced his hand? Yes, but his plan was to move out of the Middle East completely. Like, get rid of that, pass it off to other countries there. Why we've been working with Saudi or UAE, whoever we've been working with, I forget now. And switch focus to China. Because one, we owe them so much money. And two, if they get ahead of us in AI, and that's, the digital currencies, all that stuff, then we're lost even further. So there's this big push to put all the focus over there, take their oil, hurt them in other areas, so they slow down in the computing power and that whole side of thing. So he did lay this out, but I will agree. I think not Iran, Israel pushed his hand. I mean, made him
100% they did.
Yeah.
But does it matter if China's leading us in? Here's another thing I want to bring up, because I didn't get to bring it up on the stream. I had to do by myself. But crypto's not safe. I watched a video. I watched a video last week where the United States, seized over $1 billion of crypto from Iran. Just took it. Like,
and the people. That's the fucked up thing.
Yes.
And if it's true, I think there's so much that this is a propaganda war. I think there is shit going on, right? Like I get, well, there's bombs flying, drones flying, there's, you know, the blockade of the strait. I get that, but I think there's so heavily I've been drinking. Give me a break. But
you don't
it's
say.
It's a propaganda war, right? So did they really? And then for them to openly admit it's not from the Iranian government, it's from the people. From like, why are you targeting people?
Hey, what's up, Shelly?
What's good? Thanks for stopping by, homie. But for them to be so open, the guy almost like laughs at it. If you've seen the video, he's like, they're probably going to look their wallet right now and they have zero. Like, that's not the government, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah, crypto is one of the biggest psyops. It had so much people putting their money into this, thinking it's safe and all this stuff and untrackable.
Oh, it's definitely not safe, but it is.
Fuck no. If anything, it was created by the government, like especially the big ones, Bitcoin, XRP, those ones. There's no chance those ones weren't created by the government. They knew what they were doing.
And that's why early on I think it was good before it got too much into it, even if the government created it. That's why so many people made so much money off it, right? Which ends up still being money back to, especially now, money back to the government through taxes.
Yep.
Where they get you for capital gain now on Bitcoin, on crypto.
Yeah. And betting. Like, I'm not going to incriminate myself, but I'll just leave it at that. And Quex is right. Bitcoin was used for a lot of shady shit. That's 100% correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
When it was free, there was a time where crypto was unregulated, and they realized that, and that's why, of course, we see all this.
Yeah, that's why they never found the dude who created Bitcoin.
Hired big balls. It wasn't Trump. It was someone gave. You should probably. We should. Let me look for it.
Yeah,
someone talked in the cybersecurity side that they did a strike on Iran, right? But then he says it's not the government, that it's like people, like the people of Iran. Like, what? Okay.
I like to think that Trump did it. He was just on his computer. Like, we don't know it, but he's like a really good fucking hacker. Just fucking up there.
I got them all.
No, what really happened is he got Barron, because I'm pretty sure Barron runs the social media anyways. He was like, Barron, can you please bring your Nephilim ass over here? I need you to steal Iranian crypto for us. And then he wobbled his 6'10" ass over there, got on a computer for 30 seconds. He was like, done, papa.
He's that big.
Dude, he's as big as you, if not bigger. He's tall.
What the fuck? Yeah, and dude, from Trump? Yeah, no.
That's Nephilim blood.
That's
that Russian royalty blood from his mom.
Yeah. But don't get me started on what's her name's.
Yeah.
Right to
don't
the
bring
Russian.
it up. Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up.
I'm looking. I don't. Oh, is this? No, that's Trump.
Like said, with enough power too, they can easily break into wallets. Probably backdoored every hardware wallet company out there. 100%. If the companies didn't reach out them and was like, hey, we'd like to create you guys a backdoor. That's what Facebook did. Why would these companies be any different?
Yeah, I don't know. I just sit here and I don't see it off the rip.
Okay, well, we'll go to Randy Fine.
Oh, Randy Fine, friend of the show.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Don't ever say that again. Randy Fine, Fat Boy Supreme. Let's listen to him. He's talking to us from the Republican Jewish Coalition about how he's so proud that they got Marjorie Taylor Greene to quit and Thomas Massey to not get elected.
We have shown the evil that comes out of his mouth and the evil of so many like him. I served with two anti-Semites, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massey. One we got to quit, and the other, thanks to all of you, we beat.
You guys might have to turn it up a little bit. The audio on this video is just low.
And we're very, very lucky. Whereas Democrats 20 or 30 or 40 years ago had anti-Semitism.
Oh,
show
shit.
up
That's
in
right.
their
We have
party.
the AI
It
insider
reminds
in
me,
here.
they said it
Got to
was
be
the
careful
fringe,
what
and
we
they couldn't
say.
deal with it, and it took over their party. The leader of our party said he wasn't going to deal with that. We often say that Donald J. Trump is the greatest friend that Israel's ever had, but that doesn't go far enough. Donald J. Trump is the greatest friend American Jews have ever had because he stands up and
Like, why do you gotta say that shit? Like, it's if all these people, and I think they just took it from Trump, like, well, listen, he didn't shut his mouth. Like, he doesn't shut his mouth, right? So we can just say what we want to say, and we might get back. At the end, it'll be okay. Like, why do you need to say that? Why do we need to bring? It's just,
it's crazy, dude. And he's up there. He's saying, "I worked with two anti-Semites." What did Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massey say that was anti-Semitic?
nothing. And well, that's the thing we talked about when we did the short. Oh, I think you're cutting out. But the short TikTok one the other day was that they made it. It's crazy, and people are getting good. And I try to harp on it. Is like political Zionism, the state of Israel. We're not talking about the religion of Judaism. But it doesn't matter nowadays. You speak up against Israel, you're like what?
That's the thing is there's no disconnect. There's no dude. We've seen it. I played a clip last time where they said that anti-Zionism is or no, it was when we were on TikTok. Anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. It's like, how are you saying that those are the same thing? One, you're talking about a country that isn't all Jewish. Okay, it might be majority Jewish, but it's not all Jewish, right? And the other one is a religion.
Yeah, and even though now we have people like there's plenty of people in the political side too that are really narrowing it down to try to help people understand. Like we're not against the Jewish religion, we're against the state of Israel, political Zionism, the state of Israel. Nothing to do with the religion. Like,
no, I'm not against Jews
matter.
at all. I do have a problem when a politician comes up there and says Trump is for the American Jews, like making it a specific point. It's like, okay,
that's what I was saying.
Fine.
Yeah,
but let's also remember that they make up like what, 0.5% of the population. Like,
doesn't matter.
Are they that huge of a voting demographic? No, they're not. But they are a huge lobbying group. They're a huge money. I'm having a loss of words here.
It has taken over everything. That's the thing that's throwing me. It has taken over everything. Like that. Oh, anti-Semitism. Oh, Jewish Americans. Oh, Israel. Like it has taken over everything. Like I feel like it's not, I mean, we talk about this thing, so it is daily for us, but it just seems everywhere in your face at all times, no matter what. And it's weird, dude. Like why
it is.
Why such a push?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's fucking biblical. I am 100% convinced of that. I don't think it's anything else than biblical. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. So this video he's pulling up is a video. Maybe you can read it a little bit, but it's a guy saying that when Israel's hit with lies, they have to strike back even harder.
Yeah, and this is Ron Lauder, a big name, but yeah, he just said exactly that. Let me know when it's up. Oh, wait. Are we going to get copyright strike again?
Well, probably, but fuck it.
Israel must create a new Iron Dome.
Turn it up a little bit if you can.
This never-ending cascade of lies, but
It's just low.
Must go on the offensive. There should be a completely new and vitally important government operation with a new director, not just a political appointee, but someone who knows PR and news backwards and forwards. It should be a separate building. It should have a $1 billion budget. Some of the $1 billion should come from Jews in the diaspora. Diaspora Jews should partner with Israel in this PR fight, because in the end, it won't be just protecting the Jewish state, it'll be protecting the Jewish people worldwide. And Israel should use its excellent intelligence services in this fight. The Mossad and Shin Bet are second to none, and they must know where these lies are coming from. It just makes sense to use them in this fight, and it should be one day in, day out. When Israel is hit with lies, Israel should hit back twice as hard. Its response should be furious. It should counterattack every single hour of every single day. And no institution should be spared. And there should be a special investigative section that investigates old sacred cows like the UN.
The old sacred.
Yeah, dude.
It's
It's crazy.
Calling out Mossad on people. It's just.
Yeah. If you
It's
spread
just such
lies
a
about
weird dynamic. Like, we never had this much focus on the civil rights issues, on all that shit. It was never, but all of a sudden it's just weird to me. I don't like to harp on it. You know that, but like
I do.
It's just such a weird feeling. Like, I don't know. I don't know where we go from here.
Stewart 2004 said, look up Maureen Galindo, a Democrat from Texas, and what she said about Jews.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And castration. What?
Okay, I didn't hear the castration part, but I heard the let me look it up.
That's a wild take. That's a wild take.
No, she did. She's
no,
been,
I'm not saying I don't believe it. I'm just saying that's a crazy thing to say. We are not pro-Jewish castration.
Let's see her speech. I'm looking for her speech. This is all these other people talking about it.
I mean, they do already clip stuff off down there.
This was 2 weeks ago, I think, right?
I don't know. This is my first time
here.
I
was talking to Stuart. Yeah, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, last week or the week before. Trying to.
Yeah, this is my first time hearing about this.
Chick talking about it.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing to fucking say in public. You got to keep that shit to yourself if you feel that way.
She said it.
All right, well, find the damn video.
I'm looking for it. Give me a fucking break. God. Holy shit.
Quex would have found this in 10 seconds.
Yeah, but he's a computer, so.
Yeah, well, be a computer.
Internment camps for Zionists. She's doubling down. I'm looking for the original one, so I'm digging a little deeper. What is this her? Oh, well, now she's saying I never want it. I don't know. Keep going. Let me look for it. She looks a little kooky, though.
Well, I mean, she called for Jewish people to be put in detention centers and castrated.
No, yeah, she said Zionist.
Zionist?
Yep. That's
a little bit more. That's not Jewish people. Zionist is different. I'm not a fan of Zionists either. Although I don't want them put in detention centers and castrated.
Maybe I think she lost, right?
Yeah, I imagine she lost. You don't say that and then just get to win. That's crazy talk. Does she not know who has all the money?
It might be. It might have been removed. It's probably her party, and everyone else had it removed because I can't find the original video that I saw. I think it was a week ago of her.
Or I'm putting two and two together here. Either one is bad. She said Zionist, and then they flipped that around in her propaganda campaign against her and said she said it about all the Jews.
Yeah, she said it about American Zionists.
Yeah. Well, I will say there is nothing lamer than a Christian Zionist, but I don't think they deserve to be castrated.
Yeah, I think they pulled it down. I literally never said I want Jews and into it's all of her like rebuttal. It's not the original.
Well, let's listen to the rebuttal.
Okay. She lost too, by the way.
Yeah. Well, shocker.
All right,
What's up, Mateus? What's up, man?
Oh shit, he's back.
He's back.
He's back. Let's see right here. Share audio.
All right, you're up. That's a skinwalker.
I'm sorry to all journalists if I missed your email or social media message. It got lost in a wave of hundreds of death threats and the most vile things. I'm in Texas. I know MAGA. This is worse than MAGA. That's because MAGA and Zionism is religious overtaking of government. Okay, but this
that's true.
I'm just sending out in bulk. I never said I want Jews in internment camps. Literally never said it. I said I want to close all detention centers, all ICE detention centers, and put billionaire American Zionists who are funding the genocidal prison systems involved in trafficking into prison. If they committed a crime, do they not belong in prison? The internment camps comment was made up by a journalist here who literally wants me dead, who literally, I believe, wants me dead. The DCCC coordinated all this because they want their billionaire Zionist-backed cop candidate, the PR guy for the deadliest jail in all of Texas. And I'm getting comments, I'm getting messages from people who've been there too. And I'm against all internment camps and would like to see them all shut down ASAP, starting with the many in South Texas. And also this PAC that's spending a whole bunch of money on my campaign. I literally know.
Okay, I'm done listening to this bitch. Sorry.
Yeah, so I called it. She didn't say that. And they made up some fake quote from her to attack her election.
Well, yeah, and that's what I was saying. She never said Jews or anything. She said American Zionists, which doesn't really, for me, and that's what, there's a fucking creature in my room. The fuck was that?
You got a fucking fat ass bug on the ceiling.
It's not on the ceiling. It's
on the corner, in the corner.
No. You see,
yes, Mateus, 100%. Mateus hit right on the money. How about we stop privatization prisons first? Yep, 100%. The prison system, 100% needs reform. Here's my whole thing. It shouldn't be easy. First off, like you said, there shouldn't be private prisons. There shouldn't be people who get to make money off of interning people. It needs to be reformative.
Well, how many dystopian movies have we seen that's pretty much about privatized prisons? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. They're just setting the whole country up as a privatized prison, basically. That's what's happening. But, dude, prisons, it needs to be harder. I'm not going to lie. Like, first off, we don't need to be putting,
okay, go ahead. I'll let you finish. I think you might be getting
We don't need people in prison for nonviolent crimes. Like, we still have people in prison who were in there for selling weed. Like, if your crime didn't involve hurting somebody or involve in the death of somebody, if you're out there peddling meth, you need to go to prison. And again, if you go to prison, should you be getting a tablet? Should you be able to live stream from prison? No, you fucking shouldn't.
That's what Donnell just said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a friend that went, and given his was a different, and there's levels to it, which now I'm learning more. Whereas there's, you get grouped into, depending on your crime. This is in a different state than I'm in. Depending on your like threat level and everything, you can be grouped into different parts of the prison system, where you can't, like, these guys could get TVs, because mainly, but it's still such a waste of money, right? Like,
Yes.
it's crazy. And then the thing with me, like, I don't smoke at this point in time. When I was younger, I did. But weed, imagine the amount of money we would clear up. And then if we made it federally legal, and I know how the feds like it, we can tax it. So then more money comes back to the federal government. Less money in putting these people in prison. Like, it's crazy.
It's just, I don't know. I've always had a problem with that shit. Just making money off of people being in prison. And then it clearly doesn't work if you look at the amount of people who get out of prison and then go right back in. Like,
well, yeah, and you even get these people that could be like lifetime criminals that realize they don't have a family, they don't have a life, they have nothing. It's easier for me to go back to my friends in prison.
And what's the point of the whole system of putting someone in prison for a decade, then having them go to a halfway house,
baby? Yeah.
Putting them in a halfway house for whatever, 6 months or something, and then putting them on probation for 6 years. Like, was the 10 years not enough to reform them? Now you're giving them no leeway. They get a fucking speeding ticket or something, they could find themselves back in prison. Shelley said corruptions with judges is a big problem over here. Shelley's from Ireland, by the way. People getting 4 and 5 years for petty theft, yet people with child P on their phones are walking away with suspended sentences.
That's crazy. Like, for me, elderly women, children, I mean, certain women, if you're beaten up, like, okay, you can get smacked. There's levels to it, but still. No, I mean, you see it nowadays. Can we all agree with this? You see it nowadays where these women are abusing, like, doing crazy shit. Like, listen, if you're going to hurt my wife or hurt my kids, I don't care if I'm going to knock your fucking ass out. I'm going to hit you with all the hate in the world.
Yeah, if some broads, yeah. I didn't know that's what you were saying.
Okay, yeah. No, that's
if some broad's beating up my wife, dude, she's fucking getting fed knuckle sandwiches, brother.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying, like, children, women, elderly, like, you don't mess with those things. Like,
here's the thing, though. We have the same issue over here.
Oh, yes. I was just saying, I was agreeing with her that 2 to 5 years for petty theft. Yeah. Whereas, and then as a judge, you can look at it. The dude, and I get it's kind of a double-edged sword what I'm getting into now, but, like, dude's homeless. This dude, and he stole a bottle of water. Yeah. Okay, let's try to push him. Instead of giving billions of dollars to Israel, let's put billions of dollars into our system for homeless people. Let's try to push him to some kind of a rehabilitation center that is focused. I've said this before in this show, that's focused towards building routine, building a healthy lifestyle for people that fall into this category. But instead, let's lock them up. Feed, to lock someone up for a year is expensive. I don't know the figure off the top of my head, but it's expensive. Let's put them in there instead.
Well, just look at basic training. What do they say? It's a couple $100,000 to put a private through basic training. Yep. Why would prison be any different? It's just food. You're just, paying to keep them alive. I'm sure it's the same for prison. But
and that's
going back
thing.
to what I was,
and then, like, child P is those are that's an entry level, like, and we can talk about weed. People, oh, well, weed's an entry level drug. Well, child P is more than an entry level drug because someone already has an issue, and we need to figure it out. And I believe it does start in prison, and then you can have, if we're not sending billions of dollars to other countries, not just Israel, let's take it away from Israel. We're not talking about that. Billions upon billions upon billions of dollars to all these other countries. we can now shift this focus to us and help our own people. Like me, I'm really at the point now where it's like, F everything, like make America great again. No, like Americans for America, like something like that. Like we need to focus on ourselves and fix our shit before we're worrying about anyone else. I'm sorry.
Yes, I completely agree.
We don't need to do all this crazy shit. And I don't want to go too far because it you know, I don't want to seem too callous, but at the end of the day, like,
no, you're right.
All this shit, cut it off. Fix
Yes.
our shit first.
If we have and Stuart shared a great story, by the way, of his brother. If anybody, you guys should read that.
I want to read that. Yeah.
But you're right though. Like, why are we giving so much money to other countries? Why are we giving so much money to Israel, but we have hundreds of thousands of homeless people in America? And you could say, oh, well, they're drug addicts. And well, why don't we have a better program to get these people off drugs? Why do we have thousands of homeless veterans? Like, how is that possible? But we have extra money, $300 billion to send to Israel. That's fucking crazy.
That's what I said. Yeah, and that's what I said too, Shelley, was that you have these, lifelong people who have been in the system, unfortunately, and sometimes from a kid because they had no parents and they were put in a broken, child DSS, whatever, the social services system. They were never raised right. They were raised by, and plus another issue, we don't need to get into it, but is the people who take advantage of fostering. They get all this money for fostering and they don't treat the kids right. So the kids are stuck in this system. They go out, live a life and yes, they get thrown back in jail because 3 hots in a cot. I have friends there. I don't have any responsibility there. I don't because a lot of them, you don't have to work. Some of them want to work because they're thinking about getting out. They want some money in their pocket for when they get out. And that's good. I think the work programs in prison is good. I don't want to go too far into this. This is what maybe we could if you guys want to.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
But it's a broken fucking system. And we spend so much money concentrating on all these other people when we are so geographically secure. So when it comes to food, oil, everything, energy secure, food secure, we have the ability to be so secure that we, for 10, 15 years, we could go completely introverted. And I understand there's shortfalls to it. I get it. There's a lot more than I'm scratching into. That's why we don't want to go too deep into it. But there's so much we could fix here. But instead, we're talking about Israel, Iran. We're talking about all the aid that goes. It's not just Israel. Like, let's be honest. Egypt gets money. All these countries that we're shelling billions of dollars
so
to,
glad
while we're
trillions,
while we're trillions of dollars in debt ourselves. And then you have, I don't want to hate, just get stuck on the Trump thing too. But then you have, originally Trump said, oh, Chinese-owned farms, all this bullshit, and this is my standpoint on it, and I really stand by it, is that no, they shouldn't own farms because, and he's like, well, people don't want to work it. No, this is what goes back into my prison side thing and homeless side thing, where we can build rehabilitation type things where it's closely monitored, drug tested. These people can go and work the farms. Yeah, they're not making top dollar, of course, because you're getting a free place to live, a free place to eat, just like prison. But instead, you're producing food for the country. You're making a little money, learning a skill, and getting put into a routine where you wake up, you work, you do this, you come home, you eat. You're, and there is something to that. I think it was a Marine general. Sorry, I'm ranting, but he made a speech at one point where it's like one thing: wake up in the morning, make your bed. You've completed one thing. And that can snowball. So if you teach someone, wake up, you eat your bread, work, come home, like, okay, this, I'm not bored, because I think that's a part of it too. People get relying on the system, on welfare, things like that. They're bored. Their kids are bored. They go do crazy shit. Sorry, rant over. That's it.
Oh, you hit on a lot of good things. Mateus said, because the Western European elites who rule the earth hate America. our Constitution and Bill of Rights is a direct threat to their fake democracy. I agree with that. I think a lot of our so-called allies do still hate us, and that's part of the reason I'm against the aid too. Like I've said it plenty of times. I'll say it again. I'm an isolationist. Fuck the rest of the world. Until we get figured out here, you guys can fight your own wars. NATO, don't care. Until it comes here, it doesn't affect us. Like, don't care.
And that's the start. Donnell. Sorry, I was going to say Darnell. Donnell. Our political system is infected, heavily infected, and this is something we've talked about, and we agree. These old dudes, yeah, I get sometimes with age comes wisdom and stuff, but these old dudes, term limits, all this bullshit is part of the issue. And I have a really good friend who's a politician, state level, not federal, but he deals with the same thing where there's these 80-year-old dudes that just stay there because it's a check. And they don't need to do anything, and they become stagnant, and they're so disconnected from everyone. Like, not only should there be a time limit, and you've said this, Jay, there should be an age limit.
Yes.
Like, no more, like, dude, you're 70 years old. You've been in Congress for 20 years. Like, leave, get out. You can't be here anymore. We need a fresh take. We need in money, and
it can't just be they're there for money though.
Has infected, but dude, 175K on top of, and this is a thing what people don't realize in Congress, on the state level, on all these things, there's committees, and people get paid for committees and paid travel and see the world and get to do all this shit. So it's not just that, and then who's to say, especially when you get to Congress and stuff. So I think even at Senate, Congress, and everything, how much money they're getting on the side.
And that's why I think they stay. I think once you take so much money, you don't get a fucking leave. You have to play your part. Like, you can't tell me a lot of these geriatric people don't want to freaking retire. Like, some of these people can't even talk. Dude. They get up there, they look, and they just mumble their way through a sentence with all their aides behind them. Like, you can't tell me that person wants to keep doing that. Like, they have to keep doing it. They took so much money from these lobbying groups and whatever that they have to keep doing it.
And I agree with, sorry, I just read something Donnell said too, is like, never quit today. Get up and do something. Like, and I've dealt with anxiety and shit myself, and that's like one of the best cures is occupy your mind. Whether it's go to the gym, cut the lawn, like make your bed, like start doing something, and that's so quick. And I think that's a big part and I think by design we're losing is physical activity. Like, when you do physical activity, you're more ready to go to bed. You're like, I think it affects everything. But yeah, sorry, I'm ranting a little bit.
Parents don't have the kids doing physical stuff anymore. Everybody's an iPad kid. Like, I took my son, he goes to lifting for football.
My kids are, I'm not gonna lie.
There's 3 kids there. 3 kids out of the entire fucking 7th and 8th grade football team. What's that tell you? You can't tell me there's not a parent to drive some of these kids there. It's that they don't want to. They don't want to take the time to drive them to the school.
I think that's and I think it's, again, by design. I will say it's by design. This short content, where short content.
Hey, what's up, Joshua?
Oh, thanks for stopping by, brother. I don't mean to breeze over that. That sounded like I breezed over that. I'm sorry. Thank you for stopping by. But it's everything. It's not just the kids, but obviously kids are more malleable, right? The short content shit is taking over the world. It's people want that dopamine, boom, 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 scrolling. And like, that's something I struggle with, is like, hey, let's go outside. Let's do something. And they're getting better as they're getting older, I think, because we've made that constant effort of, no, we're going to the park. Because at a certain point, they're like, no, I don't want to. I want to use, the video. I want to use the video game, or I want to use my tablet or whatever. And we stuck with it as, no, we're going out for a hike. We're going. And now they're getting older. They're more willing to be like, oh, let's go for a walk. Let's do this. But so many people. are so
Children
caught
are
up.
dumb.
Yeah. I mean, that's if you let them as a parent, 100%.
And
it's
you do have to let them, especially when it comes to sports. You can't force it or they're always going to hate it. You have to let them fall in love with it. Like if you have your kid out there, you're playing baseball and he hates baseball, you're wasting your time. You got to let them fall in love with it. You can guide them and stuff, but you do got to let them fall in love with it.
Oh, that's dope, Stuart. Oh yeah. And yes, I agree, Jordan. Sorry, I don't want to breeze over that. There, you do have to let them make decisions, and I think they will. But if you let them get too deep into tablets, and let's be honest, it's I think by design is creating parents, women working. You know, back in the day,
100%.
I mean, women are very professional. A woman stayed home. Right now, I stay home. I'm not a woman, I promise. But someone was home in the house, right? Like, in the family unit was strong, and it built loyalty. It built all these things into these kids' minds. Where now it's they're sending both parents to work. Here, oh, you need a home. That's $500,000. You have to pay it off. Well, I'm just going out there and saying this. And it's keeping the parents away from the child because you can now pull the child through the school system, through all this shit, and why everyone's switching. But I wanted to go to the comments, and that's dope. And what I wanted to say is he started working for someone else, and now he's doing it himself. Where
that's awesome.
It goes into the immigrant thing, and you have these immigrants coming here, and we're not going there. We're not going there. Americans do the same thing, right? Coming here and taking advantage of the system. But then you have, I think immigration is good. You have immigrants coming here for the American way of life, for what it used to be. The sky's the limit if you put in the work. You have people here coming here. You still have Americans doing it. I can work for someone to save money, to work for myself. Boom, boom, boom. I can climb the ladder. I just wanted to touch on that. Sorry.
No, I think it's a good point to make.
Yeah.
Joshua said, and we were the video game generation, and I'm Gen X. Yeah, we're millennials, obviously, given the name. 100%. And I don't know. The kids things always gets me because I see it. Like,
Yep.
You have to. You got to fix the problem. Like our parents, no millennials, and maybe even Gen X, our parents didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like this video game shit was all new to them. And then you can play on lines with friends. Like what the fuck? But he's not out here.
Well, even that on the not super young, but the younger side or the older side of millennials too, is they didn't know what was going on with us either. Because I think it was at the start of mothers and fathers working and all this other side was coming into their head as a parent, whereas us kids, and that's why like Gen X and especially older millennials, we'd the joke, we'd go ride bikes for hours during the summer. We were gone all day. Yep. And we'd come home and mom would be like, hey, did you eat? Like, how would I have eaten? I was just in the woods for fucking 8 hours. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but dude, that's the way it was. You
kind of got to approach it that way, and then add into that situation games and all that stuff, and all of a sudden these kids are attached. Where back when they were a kid, they were attached to TV because it just came out. Oh my god!
Yeah,
this thing I can see someone on the internet. Jesus, here I go. I can see someone on this box, and so kids were attached then too, but there wasn't enough to be attached. There was radio, there was all this stuff. And then the landscape of society too, right? Like our parents were safe sending us outside all day during the summer or after school. Nowadays, parents are scared. Like, I don't want to I'm not going to let my kids go wander off around here. Not in a heartbeat. I mean, I don't live in the greatest of areas, but like, we become scared.
You're right. You're right. I feel the same way sometimes, but part of me thinks that's a good thing too. Like I think the world is a more dangerous place than it was back then. At the end of the day, like I luckily live in an area where I have nothing but woods around me, so my kids can just go adventure. And besides, like a Sasquatch or something, they're probably safe.
Yeah, no, I agree with all you guys. Sorry, Shelly,
you're
Joshua,
good.
Donnell. Yeah. And we weren't, kicked out to an extent, but no, that was our thing. We'd go out, dudes pull up on those bikes. Let's ride, and we'd be gone. And they would think we're in the neighborhood. No, we're gone.
Yeah,
we're
gone.
gone.
Dude, I remember I mean, and I'm a younger millennial too. I was born in '93, but I remember
Man, that's dope, Stuart. That's dope. Good for you, man. You raised some good kids. I wish
that's awesome.
That's what I hope for.
That's another big thing too, is pushing the trades on kids. Like if you got a career center, send them to a career center. They got to be interested in it and stuff too, but don't send them to high school. Send them to a career center where they can learn a trade before they get out of high school.
Oh, wait, Matthias said something. I agree too. And that's the thing. And I think by design, right? I always say by design. I'm sorry, guys. I say it, but I really feel that way. I'm trying to read back to what Matthias said because he wanted us to respond to something.
He's 100% right. And it kind of go into what you were saying about, immigrants coming out in the American dream. Said, I don't believe in climbing any ladders. We've experienced the biggest upward transfer of wealth in history with the 2008 financial collapse and the COVID lockdowns. Then he said they've destroyed generational wealth with the housing market being so terrible. Yeah, that's kind of what we're saying is the American dream. It's not really attainable anymore.
But it is. It somewhat is through trade. Through trade, I think, and that's what you started to say. Is we've made this shift into this ultra professional. Everyone needs to. Everyone wants to be a professional, and especially me. I'm Northeast. Like that was, as an older millennial, even Gen X's, the biggest push was college. No military. Oh no, you failed if you went to the military. I guess I failed. I went to the military. You failed at all this. Well, guess what? All the dudes who went trade did not fail, and they live in one of the most expensive places in the country.
Yep.
And I do agree with Matthias where there is, there was this massive shift, and I think it's going to happen again. I truly do believe. But I think there's one thing that is not going to be taken away from humans for a long time, even with AI, is the trades.
Trades are, if you look at some of the stuff that's coming out, seem like they are going to be the safest for the longest.
Yep.
From AI.
Yep. And
it does seem
it just sets you up for life because you go into a journeyman, you go into your apprenticeship, you go into your training costs little money compared to you go to college, you leave college, depending on if your parents, whatever, but you leave college $200,000 in debt, something like that. Bam, hit with debt. Now the system builds. Why did they push going to college? Because it builds the debt system. It builds people stuck working for the man, but working to pay things off. Oh, now, you're 30 years old, you have kids. Now you should buy a house. You need to buy a house. That's part of it. Bam, another back then, $100,000 in debt. Nowadays, $500,000 in debt. Welcome. Oh, wait, you need a car. Here, let's add on another. Nowadays, $80,000 to $100,000 in debt.
And you need two of them. You need two of them because you and your wife got to work.
Yep.
And another thing, going back to the mortgage, what have they announced this year? Now you can get a 50-year mortgage. Crazy, dude. I think the average age somebody buys a home is in the 30s. So you're going to be paying this home off until you're fucking dead. Who can do that? Nobody.
And that was the thing, and we get it, and Gen X is on both sides, right? Like, I'm just saying this because Josh was and Stuart, right? Stuart was Gen X too. Is that it started to go haywire for them right when they hit home buying, and they hit. Now it's gone worse. Even for us, our kids, Gen Z, whatever they're called. It's crazy, man. My grandmother bought her house for $26,000 in Somerville, Massachusetts. $26,000. She owned it for 50 years. nowadays, like, and think of the money. I mean, she died with it in her possession. God, she was a saint. But you know, that's the same thing's not going to happen. It's not. It's just not going to happen. I mean, even here, like I do okay, and I got in, thank God, just before the crazy rates went. I just snuck in, literally, just snuck in before the rates went crazy, and that's why we're trying to hold on to this. I was military, for everyone to know. My wife still is military, so there's a possibility we have to move active. But it's like everything I'm doing is planning to try to keep this place, because one, I'm not going to get the house, I'm not going to get the interest, I'm not going to get anything like that ever again. I'll never get into a house like this again. So it's just this dynamic. Sorry, we got sidetracked a little bit. I missed some of the chat. Have you been reading? I want to
a little bit. I mean, the 50-year mortgage, I get what you're saying.
That's dope. Yeah,
I get what you're saying about the 50-year mortgage with the lower payments. If you can double up on the payments, it does help you out. But I think a lot of people, they see that 50-year mortgage, and what do? They get a house that they couldn't afford for a 30-year mortgage.
Because it's lesser. Yep.
Because it's lesser. And they get that 50-year mortgage, and then they're stuck. Dude, that's my whole thing. That's why I moved from my property I did have, is because I can't imagine being stuck down at a place with 30 years worth of payment. Like, no, I'm going to pay this bitch off. Like, that's just crazy to me.
Yeah, college is a scam. Sorry, I'm reading through it. Yeah, that's where the big housing market shifted. Obama, Biden was.
And another thing to hit on the college, I saw somebody say $80,000. That's low. That is low. A guy I worked with, his daughter was at the age where she's looking at college, and she's like, she wanted to go for music or something, some art or something. And she was looking at going out of the state to like Michigan, and they were going to charge her $80,000 a semester. And he was going to let her go. I was like, dude, what are you doing? She's going to be over $300,000 in debt. For what? A music degree? What is she like? What are the chances that she
it's all snake oil, and that's
yes.
one I'm catching up. That's Joshua said it. College right now is a scam. All these kids are going to college, getting $200,000 in debt, leaving, and it's just as hard for them to get a job. A lot of them are ending up at what you would consider subpar bachelor degree jobs. They're working manager positions at big chains.
If you're not going for something based in science, like something that you legitimately, or law, something like that, something that actually you're going to be learning what you need to know, something that a lot of these college programs have the whatever courses you need to take at the end.
Man. Having someone whose family is in the medical side, that's becoming so competitive. Even a nurse,
I'm sure it is.
PA, doctors, it's because everyone's pushing for it. And now they made that a scam, right? And that's even more expensive because you have to go to medical school, you have to do all this. The hospitals don't need all these doctors, and they funneled all these people into nursing and doctors degrees because they made it seem so. And
that shit's going away. We played a clip probably about a month ago. It was a bunch of doctors talking about how long before it is illegal to practice without consulting an AI.
And they said like within a year, 5 years, whatever.
5 years, yeah.
That's crazy, Donnell, too. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat. Obama ruined. Yeah, that was a tough time for business, for small business, Obama and the Biden and COVID. That was, I feel for you on that one.
Yeah, it definitely was. And then you had all the people making fake businesses to take advantage of the PPE loans, or the PPP loans. And it couldn't go to people who actually needed it because everybody and their brother made a fake fucking cleaning company so they could get the fake money. But hopefully the government's going to go after them.
I did the same thing. Gen X did 1 year and said, what? Yeah, you can always pay off your mortgage faster. That's the thing.
Yes, you should. You 100% should.
Once you get rid of interest and once you pay down interest and everything goes to the principal, you can pay off. 30 years can become 15, 20 very quickly.
Well, if you pay extra, it always goes to the principal.
No, you can, yeah, you can, but some companies before wouldn't. They would pay it towards, because you have an allotted amount of time that they know you're going to pay interest, right? So for the year, so say you make it was for a while, I don't know, it's clearly not that way, but there's a year's interest that they know is going to occur. So people would make an early payment. And if you didn't, this is in my parents' time, if you didn't make the specification of, I want baby boomers, I want this to go to my principal, they would put it towards the year's interest first.
Yeah. I've never
money.
had that. I've used a couple different companies.
Well, that's what I was saying. My parents always talked about that, and that they're baby boomers, but our house is paid off, but our property taxes are hard to pay. And this is what's going on for a lot of people, right? And it's sad. And you see more so, like, say, Florida, what was happening a while ago was insurance. The whole insurance thing happened, but people set up their life. A lot of people retire, right, to Florida. So they set up, I have my mortgage payment, I have this, this is what I get per month. I know I can do this, live. But then taxes and insurance went up and kicked a lot of people out of Florida, because now their taxes were higher than their mortgage because of all the crazy shit going on. And the same thing with taxes. They keep raising like, how is it, especially when you talk about the elderly, how is it sustainable?
It's not.
They're on this set thing. They go, okay, I can do this mortgage, I can do this in taxes, I can do this insurance, and live for the rest of my life. I'm good. I know Social Security, I know my retirement will pay for it. Nope, keep hiring taxes. Now all of a sudden they don't have a mortgage, but their taxes are higher than their mortgage ever was. It's bullshit. It's a broken system.
And I think you're seeing a lot of states. Florida just passed a law to where they're banning income tax. I'm hoping Ohio does the same thing.
Oh shit! I didn't see that, Joshua.
Sorry, not
I was
income.
talking about Florida.
Not income tax, property tax, because it's bullshit. Like you said, like I don't think you should have to pay it. No, you're good. Gen X said his buddy was looking for a co-driver, $2,600 to $3,200 for a week. Not many college jobs are paying that. Yeah, and all you need is a CDL. Granted, you got to pass the exam and everything, but there you go.
I just did that. I did my CDL. It cost me about $4,000. I'm just stuck not doing it right now because wife's still military. She's possibly going drill, so I can't do OTR.
Yeah, you can't leave.
OTR, depending what it is. But you look at it now, especially with the crackdown. Sorry, Jordan, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
The crackdown on international licenses and stuff. There's so many jobs. Like, I look through like job listing, I'm like, what? Like, easy. And they're going up too, $2,500 a month. And that's, that's driving. That's your max miles per month and everything. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I don't think the drivers would consider that driving, at least not the old heads.
Oh no. It's like, why weigh? Oh, is it a myth or not? But why weigh stations were actually put in?
Yeah, you're gonna get Gen X fired up. Just wait. But Joshua said when he was painting apartments back in the 80s, I was making $1,000 a week. What's $1,000 in the week in the 80s today?
Holy shit!
Probably $4,000.
Joshua was doing coke. He's in Florida too. He was going down to Miami, hanging out with Scarface.
He was living the dream.
He was living the dream. Probably driving a brand new Corvette down there.
Yep, there it is. Gen X. He said to collect money, effing road pirates. Talking about the way stations. Yeah. Don't get them started on the DOT. Don't get them started on that.
Oh, they're another. All these federal shit is all just taxation or money collection in creative ways. That's bullshit. It's all.
That's one good thing the Trump administration has done though, is cutting back on the illegals driving.
Yes, that's what I was. That's what I was going towards. You see it, the jobs that are opening up, and And I think some of these companies are getting desperate, and, you know, not the shady ones like Swift and, you know, but some of these people are like, hey, we need, and the weekly pay is just going up and up and up. And I'm like, please figure out what you're doing, like, to my wife, because I can make good money.
Right. Matthias said we need a V for Vendetta levels of populism. We're getting to a point where that's going to be the only option. Maybe it's when, you know, our kids are adults, but we're heading to the point where they're going to leave people with no option but for radicalization.
Oh, you could get us. I don't know about the age limit, but I'm pretty sure you could still get us in here in Georgia. Yep, come on down.
That's awesome, Joshua. 25 people in one time employed.
That's a sizable. That's a lot. People don't who've never worked, and like the most I ever had when I was a kid. Trying to count now how many winter was my big, because I was in Northeast. I had to have someone I think I had 10 people tops was ever, and it was just like, whoa, okay, this is all the money in, money out, and all that shit. Was good for you, man. That's impressive.
Gen X said, did you know if you pay for a permit to haul heavy, it no longer hurts the road?
Yeah, you just got to pay for it, dude. You just got to pay for it.
The government's going to get their money. We've said that before. It'll take them a year to get you money they owe you. But if you owe the government money, they will take that shit out of your bank account all at once, whether it puts you in the negative or not, in fucking 48 hours.
Yep. That's dope, Josh. And that's what we're losing now, though. And because even now they're putting these stipulations. You have to have a degree. Even some of these jobs, like not even just high school. Some of these jobs, oh, you need a bachelor's degree. You need an associate's. And someone who doesn't right now, if I put my college credits, I could probably get an associate through the military and everything. But, you know, before me and Jay, some of these jobs that are requiring bachelor degrees and associate's degrees is like, what? Like, I could put a specialist on this and he'll do just fine. Like, what? It's just, it all seems to be by design, right? And that's the scary part.
The whole college thing's a joke. Like, I'm in college right now, but I'm using my GI Bill. I have it. I might as well use it. They, again, going to taxing the shit out of it if you give it to your kids. It's so, they cut it down so much it's pointless. So I have it. I'm going to use it.
Yeah. No, and I think that's right. And I think you have a safety net, though. You have money coming in. You have a thing, and you've waited and found something you want to do, right? Like, I hope so. It sounds like you do. It's knowing you for years. You know, it's something you're into. But, you know, they force these kids that are 18 years old. I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do.
Fuck no.
But the society, especially in the Northeast, was no college. You gotta go to college. And like I said, I didn't even go a whole year. I went a semester and was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, dude. It's asking an 18-year-old to make a decision that they're gonna, and that's why they do it, because they know they're not going for 4 years. They're gonna switch their degree 2 or 3 times. They're gonna end up being there for 5 or 6 years to get their bachelor's, because they don't know what they want to do, and they're just gonna say, "Yep, sounds good. I'll do that one."
And then there's always these prerequisites that you got to do. There's always these, and I wanted to touch on Matthias. That's good, Matthias, and that's a belief I have, because one of my best friends in the world is a state politician, and I think that's where democracy is still alive. Is state politics, and I think it needs to have more influence, but it's a double-edged sword. To an extent,
though.
Because if it gets more influence, then it's going to have more influence from money and have more of this downstream shit. Does that make sense?
It does, but at the same time, look what we saw in Utah. That data center came in there through those 3 legislators, a bunch of money to get that data center approved, when all those people showed up and said, we don't want this fucking data center. Like, it works, but at the same time, you got to know who's in there. Like,
Yep.
if you've had the same people in there for 30 years and nobody's ever given a shit, there's never any major issues, who's to say you don't have this? Because these data centers are coming up everywhere. Like, they're not going to be onesies and twosies. They're going to be everywhere.
And I don't think even local government will be able to stop it. And I wanted Shelley, yes. And I think that's why they're trying to influence kids so much, because a lot of these companies, I think, are doing pretty well, that they say, hey, you can come here on the base level. You can come here with a high school education, or you can come here and you can grow. And a lot of people don't understand that because of, I will say, Hollywood, because of the new portrayal. I'm sorry, of like the American dream, all this bullshit, or even the European dream, is where they want to force kids to skip it, right? Don't work your way up. And I know Matthias said he doesn't want to climb the ladder, and I think there is some value to that, because I would consider
he was saying there is no climbing the ladder anymore.
Oh, okay. I misread that. But I would say an employee who has been with my company and started at the base level. It kind of goes into military, right? Like, officers are officers, right? But a private who went private to specialist all the way up, they know shit. And not all of them, are great, but someone that has gone through the ranks understands everything. Someone who comes in and went to college, right, and has a degree, so now they're just this, production manager or whatever the term may be, but they don't understand the lower levels, right? To me, that is so much more valuable than someone who has come in, and I would promote someone before someone who came to me with a degree, right? Like an E6 compared to an LT. Like, no, for me, militarily speaking, no, give me this E6, right? Let me teach them the officer side. And that's why Mustangs are a thing, right? He will be a better officer than someone who just came out of West Point.
That's true, but that's not in my experience. Like, mom and pop places, they probably run like that, but these major corporations, they don't run like that, dude.
I get that. When I say that, I get that. And Joshua, yes, bosses or businessmen, owners, yeah, especially in small business, not big business. I don't think that's completely true, because there's so many systems in place. Small business owners, and that was my biggest problem with it. And a lot of my friends who have done small businesses, most of them were in the restaurant field, was, no, I'll take the pay to run someone else's restaurant instead of running my own, because they never stopped working. And that was me. I did landscaping when I did a semester, got out, started doing landscaping, was lucky, was still too young. I had my own issues and was making too much money. I fucked it all up, joined the army. Here we are. But it's work, dude. And that's what people like. Yeah, sorry. I'm ranting a lot. Just tell me to shut up.
You're good. No, you're good. Gen X said when he was in high school in the late 80s, they were pushing college like crazy. If you chose to do trades, you were looked down on. And I think you're seeing that flip a lot. Because a lot of people with these degrees are realizing, yeah, I can't do anything with this.
I think you're seeing it flip a lot among like-minded people like us, but I think, like, on the large scale, you're not. And I think this is where, I won't say wokeism, I don't like wokeism, but a lot of people like us with kids now are realizing, like, hey man, you don't need to go to college. Like, my kids are doing great. Like, they're and I'm all for that. Promote. I have 2 boys that are a little over 2 years apart. I promote, my wife doesn't always like, but I promote, wow, here we go. Competition. Like, he got this many awards. I think that's good too, but
it is.
At the same time, I'm never going to be someone that says you have to go to school. Like, hey man, you're good at building shit. You're good at, like, do this.
Yeah, like, if at the end of the day, if you can't get your college paid for, whether it's through sports, that's why I'm big on sports, or through just
Oh yeah, New
just having
York
good
was crazy,
grades.
sorry. Yeah.
Like, I don't know that it's worth going to. Like, you're just putting yourself in a mess. I know people who are doctors, and they were doctors for like, they were in school for like 8 fucking years. They're $500,000 in debt. Now you're a doctor and you got to live with your parents because you owe $500,000. Like, is it really worth it?
Yeah. No, and that's where it's getting flipped, because before it was worth it because they needed doctors, they needed nurses, they needed all this. You knew when you got out of college, you had a job. And entry level, you were probably, you know, let's say early 2000s, mid 2000s, you were making you weren't making 6 figures, but you were making, within a few years you could make 6 figures, right? Like a few, I mean like 10 years you could be in a 6-figure position. Nowadays these kids are getting these degrees and stuff, and they're fighting for a job, and entry level nursing now is including inflation is, you know, 60 70K, which is fine for me, but like a lot of these kids go into this field thinking they're gonna be on the upper end of things, and they're not.
Yeah, if you want to go to school, no, 100%. If you want to go to school, you should join the military, and I'll tell you why. Because they are going to pay for you to go to college, and it's not like they pay for you to get your bachelor's. They pay for a certain amount of months. I think it's 48 months. That is as much school as you can do in 48 months. So if you can knock out 2 bachelors in 48 months, and they're going to pay for, they give you a housing allowance. They want you to go to school. So if you really want to go to school, go to the military, because they're going to give you 48 months to do as much schooling as possible. And you could get 2 bachelors.
And just lock down. Yeah, just
lock
down.
in. You could get a master's. Yep. Like, I'm going to finish up my bachelor's hopefully early next year, and I'm still going to have over 2 years left. Well over 2 years.
And here's my thing, and it's someone you didn't always get along with, but a certain lieutenant who was a Mustang, and anyone who knows a Mustang, no, he was a sandpaper. He was sandpaper. He meant
I don't
well.
know who you're talking
good dude.
about. I just felt like calling
one of our LTs that was from multiple different races and spoke multiple different languages.
No, he was a good dude. He just stunk.
Yeah, he just stunk and was abrasive. This dude enlisted in the military, through the military, went to the officer side, through the military, got multiple masters because of his transition through the from enlisted to help me out here. What's it called? Whatever, officer side. Spoke like 6 different languages, and so that is available. I will say the military is kind of, I went to the military because I thought there was going to be less politics. It's all politics.
Yeah.
Also, it's all bullshit. It's who you know. It's
Don't be a retard like us and join the infantry or anything combat arms. Get a skill. You can be an X-ray tech. You know how much money you'll make as an X-ray tech getting out of the Army? There's so many trades you can learn in the Army, and you can leave it set up to go. Like
heavy mechanic. You go into diesel mechanics, and someone 87. I went to work steel plant, $21.63 an hour at 18 years old. In 87, today, a lot of these entry levels don't pay that.
Donnell said he has
Darnell
a friend
was
who's
another
an A-10 pilot.
Hell yeah, he's cool as fuck. He's murking motherfuckers.
Yeah.
He's one of those dudes that takes a life and just says, yep, returning
That's
to
probably
base.
the scariest piece of equipment we have.
Yeah. Yeah, military, I will say, military is extremely powerful, especially for young kids that don't know what they want to do.
Don't have direction.
It builds structure. It builds respect. It builds a routine, right? And that's what I went earlier with. We could put money for homeless people to do these rehabilitation things, whatever. It builds this stuff, and it can build a good person. It can build a good. But I would say enlisted side, these long-standing dudes, I don't want to say too much.
No, dude, it's important though. Like it's toxic. It is very toxic.
It's toxic. It's very toxic. And a lot of times you see these dudes. Okay, then now I'll say it. You said it. You'll see these dudes who make sergeant major. You see these dudes who make these big enlisted side ranks, right? They're not the cream of the crop.
Oh,
a lot of them aren't. A lot of them on the enlisted side will leave because there's more money elsewhere and more time with their family and more everything. Even the officer side. Go Ranger school, get your SF and dip, dude. Do 10 years and gone.
Dude,
you're gonna make crazy money.
It's kind of like the college thing when you talk about it. It's not how good you are at your job. It's how much shit you have on your chest and how many schools you have. It's kind of just like the college thing we're talking about.
And that's kind of what I wanted to get to too. Whereas I'm a really big dude, right? And before they shifted, right? I'm never going to be as good at push-ups as someone who's 5'8". Just plain and simple. The amount of area cleared, I'm not going to do 100 push-ups in 2 minutes. Never. And where something I dealt with on the enlisted side was, but I'm pretty smart. I'm stupid, but I'm pretty smart. I can just hold on to random things. Maybe I don't want to say it. We'll get a strike, whatever. But there's these dudes that are, they can, run a 10-minute 2-mile. They can do 100 push-ups. Yeah, they're going to get the school. They're going to go here.
They're
and
an
they
idiot.
would fail out time and time again because things like Ranger school or things like going to the board or require some mental side. And it's like, well, hold on. You sent them to the board. I know they're first in line. You sent them to the board 3 times where I'm doing the mock board with them and I'm getting everything right. But because I'm a little ahead of my time, right? Like where I'd be going to the board early, but I'm not getting 100 push-ups and rant over.
No, dude, I was just reading Joshua's comment. He said his fiance was in the South Tower during 9/11. That's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that.
He's a New York guy. And that's when he was talking about the trades and unionized trades in New York. New York made a lot of comfortable men in the trades. Like it was a booming area. I mean, Boston did too. Sorry, I'm from just outside Boston, so I don't I don't like your choice in professional teams, and we can just leave it at that.
Listen, there's nothing worse in this world than a fucking New England sports team. Don't get me started, or I'll keep going. All right, there's nothing worse in this world.
Sorry, I know I missed a lot. I went on a rant. I get passionate, especially I like to drink when I talk because I talk more.
No, you're good. That was fine.
But I missed a lot of the comments, and that's one of my favorite parts. And I'm just catching up on some of it. And
said you don't have the Boston accent. That's because he's fake.
So I'm not fake. I'm not at all. My mother, proud of her. She Somerville baby, lost her father when she was a baby, and went into nursing. Did what she loved. Got really high in the nursing field. Traveled the world. But it was a big thing with like public speaking and stuff that she doesn't, pack the car and have it yad. So
there it is.
It was always taught. I was always taught to speak not that way.
Stewart said his dad was struck and killed by an illegal in a truck in 2002. That is insane. That's
the thing. And that's where I completely, if you by truck, you mean like a semi, where I completely agree with it. Whereas like and you've seen videos come out, like Bonehead Trucking is one of them. He's on YouTube and stuff, where there's these DOT officers. I get we're not on the same page, but showing them signs. And what does this mean? And they're like, oh, they're just talking about the arrow. But what does this say? What does this say? Like we got an issue.
I'll give you a pass for liking the Boston Celtics. The old Boston Celtics.
Listen,
Oh, Gen X
We're not-
said, "Where are the Cleveland Browns at?" Gross.
Oh, the Cleveland Browns do not have Myles Garrett anymore. That's where they're at.
No.
But the Celtics, Boston, 80s, 70s. You want to talk? You think the South was bad with racism? Like, it was not a good area.
Shit.
Oh, thank you, bud. I love you. Appreciate you. It was bad. Like, people didn't like the Bill Russell era all that time. Like, it was, dudes didn't want to come to the Celtics, which you'd never expect. Look at this.
Joshua said the Cleveland Browns.
5 guys.
Oh, here we go. He's eating on the stream again. Next, you'll have to take a piss break. Well, we're at 2 hours. We're about done anyways. The Cleveland Browns are getting a new stadium. You watch. They're going to get that team together when they get that new stadium up. I guarantee it. They're going to get a Super Bowl there. They're going to get that team together. A Steelers fan. Oh, Joshua, that's even worse. I'm sorry.
A guy from New York who likes the Steelers. We are even less of friends now. Oh my God.
Oh, can't be a Squealers fan. Although I Big Ben, he was the man.
Oh, Roethlisberger, yeah.
Roethlisberger.
That dude was just this giant tank as a quarterback, just shucking dudes.
Yeah, dude.
Some 250-pound linebacker would run at him. He'd be like,
he said, "Y'all let anybody in here." We let anybody in here, but everybody can get it.
Especially
Harry Bradshaw,
Browns,
yeah. Listen, I'll go for the Browns before I go for anybody else in that.
Yeah, but who do you go for? Who do you go for? Let's
I go for the Broncos. I go for the Broncos. What? There's nothing bad about the Broncos.
You're from Ohio.
It doesn't mean anything. Joshua's from New York. He likes the Steelers.
He's in the same boat as you.
I can like a different team. I lived in Colorado my whole adult life.
Yeah, but why do you like the Broncos?
Well, I'll tell you, and I've told you this before, but I liked Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was at the Colts. He moved to the Broncos. My best friend was a Broncos fan, so I was like, okay, I'll root for the Broncos now.
Oh, see, Shelly likes the Browns. Yeah, she goes to every.
I forgot. I forgot they went to that game in London. Was it crazy? International fans, like me and Ponte's kids, and me, okay, I'll just say it, watch wrestling, WWE. International fans, the crowds are always so much crazier. I wonder if it's the same for football.
She gets to go to everything. Don't let it. No. Every every concert is a 10-minute drive for her. No.
Well, Stewart's a Texans fan. I'm sorry. They're not looking terrible though.
No. They have potential.
They have potential. The XFL, wasn't that Vince McMahon's thing? The XFL.
I remember the XFL too. Yeah.
I think that was Vince McMahon's thing. He started.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Shelly went to SmackDown. I'm telling you, for anybody out there, even if you don't like wrestling, if you go to a wrestling event, it is some of the most fun you will have. Just the crowd is hilarious.
But yeah, she goes to everything, every concert, every
good for her.
Big name, everything you can think. Yeah, well, it's 20 minutes down the road.
It was Vince McMahon. See, I'm not a people person. I don't like concerts and stuff like that. I don't like it. I don't know.
But I don't know. I think this is a good place to leave it off.
Yeah, we went for 2 hours.
I'm stuffing my face and
we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff for the next episode to go in. So next episode, we got some. I wanted to get into it, but we already went for 2 hours. But you brought up about us giving aid to Egypt. Well, Joe Kent was talking about how that aid to Egypt, we were basically paying them not to attack Israel. And then we just have some other interesting stuff, some more UFO stuff. A doctor came out
I like UFO
I don't know if
stuff,
anybody,
yeah.
I don't know if anybody here has heard about the Virginia incident, but you should look into it. It is spelled. I'll just see if I can put it in the chat. Virginia, Varginha. If you want to look into this, it's one of the most documented UFO crash things ever. There's hundreds of witnesses for it. They allegedly took a body to this hospital, and a doctor actually came forward. This guy's been trying for years to get the doctor on record, and this doctor came forward. So we'll be talking about that some more of that stuff on Friday. And there might be another drop on Friday. They seem to be doing these drops every 2 weeks. It does look like vagina, but it's actually Virginia.
Yeah.
They do these
Appreciate
UFO
you guys
drops
stopping
every
by.
2 weeks, so we might be covering
If
it
you're taking
then,
off, Stuart, thank you for stopping by.
All right, guys. We will see you guys Friday. We appreciate everybody who jumped to this chat. A lot of new people. If you haven't already, hit a subscribe. If you hit the bell button, you don't have to, but it does let you know when we go live.
Oh God, this guy.
I'm just letting them know.
I know, I'm being funny.
But
we appreciate you guys. We really do. We like talking to you. We like this dynamic. It's fun.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you on Friday. Peace out.
Later.